That is, after we receive the goods, all accessories in the machine. This is a monitor. This is the main computer. This is an accessory for the cutting head. This is the trachea. This is a water pipe. This is a regulated power supply. This is a water cooler. After the lid at the back is open, it's a laser transmitter. So let's install the monitor now. This is the power supply for the monitor. This is the high-definition transmission line of the monitor. Before installation, there are 4 fixing screws on the monitor here. We need to take it apart first. Connect the power supply to the monitor. Here, insert directly. And then there's the high-definition line. Put it in this position. We're going to put the monitor inside this now. Okay. These 4 fixing screws will do. Now let's install the computer mainframe. This is a keyboard and mouse. This is the system's control remote control. This is the main computer. And here's a little string. We're going to plug these cables into the mainframe computer. The only thing to note is that, if we use Friendus SipQt laser cutting control software, if there is only this yellow network cable in it, then this yellow network cable, we need to plug it into this location on the main computer. This location is the sports board of the computer host. Plug it in this position. This is the power supply for the computer. Plug it in this position. This is a high-definition transmission line. This is to USB ports. This is the receiver of the remote control. We also need to plug it into the USB port of the computer. Okay, this part of the computer is connected. Then we now plug into the total power supply of the machine. All the main power supply must go through this regulator. Here is the input. Here is the output. Then we will start connecting the power supply now. Because input and output share a neutral line, so the neutral line of input and output, required and on the same terminal. And here are the 3 wires of the output. Plus the 0 line, there are 4 lines in total. We need to plug in the laser power now. And water cooler power supply. It is important to note that there are 2 wires on the water cooler. These 2 thin wires do not need to be connected. We just need to plug into the power cord of the water cooler. That's it. Observe whether the laser is using 380 volts or 220 volts. If it is L1, L2, and L3, then it proves that he is using 380 volts. We can directly connect to 380 volts. And we also need to take a look at the water cooler. Our product has 3 wires. It has LN and PE. PE is the ground wire. So that is to say, our water cooler is 220 volts. So we need to plug it in now. We are now plugging into this power supply on the machine. The power supply on the machine is L1, L2, L3, N. That is to say, our machine has a voltage of 380 volts. Add a 0 wire. And we're going to plug it in now. And then there's this air compressor. Before the air compressor is powered on, we first need to see if the machine has a voltage of 380 volts or 220 volts. Is to connect here. It is also 380 volts with 0 wire. The thinnest wire is the 0 wire. The air compressor does not need to go through a regulated power supply. The air compressor is directly connected to the power supply. And we're now plugging in the plumbing. The out behind the laser corresponds to the insertion in the water cooler. The laser end is inserted out, so we're going to plug the water cooler in at this end. Then the other canal is inserted out. This transparent one is a water pipe. We are now connecting the water pipe. There are not so many steps to connect the water pipe, just plug it directly. It's not like a laser. It doesn't have to distinguish between input and output. Room temperature water inlet and room temperature water outlet inserted into the machine. These 2 pipes are inserted casually. After plugging it in, we have to pull it. See if it's plugged in tightly. The white translucent pipe is the high pressure pipe. The high pressure pipe is inserted into the air compressor. We insert on the trachea of this color. The other end, we plug it into the air outlet of the air compressor. Just insert it like this. We are now going to add purified water to the water cooler. Or distilled water, preferably distilled water. Let's take this 3 kilowatts. The capacity of its water tank is written here. All its information is written here. This requires adding 20 liters of distilled water. Liquid level gauge. We need to get into the standard zone, preferably in this location. This location. Then before the official power on. We need to remove this non-slip plate. There is one here. There's one over there too. There are two in total. Okay, then put this card on. So you can. Before power delivery, we need to move this beam. Push it right in the middle of the machine. Push to this position. When the machine returns to the origin in a while, it will start from here. Then we started sending electricity. Turn on the power of the regulated power supply. This is the output power supply. The output power supply can use a distribution cabinet on site. Shunt it. This is just for experimentation. The power supply of the water cooler is turned on here. Now the water cooler is sending out an alarm of 112. This alarm is a room temperature water flow warning. This alarm usually appears when turning it on. Most likely there is a lack of water, so we need a little more water. Because after the machine starts, water will circulate in this pipe. It will be missing some water, so we still need to add some water now. Now turn on the air compressor. Press start to open. This switch needs to be on. This is a device that removes water and oil. Need to open. Let the red light be on. At the same time, under the air compressor, there is such a drain valve. We need to pollute every day. You need to drain all this water before closing this valve. Then turn on the power of the machine. There are two buttons on the console. The front is the servo button, which controls the motor. And this button controls the computer. We need to light it up. Mouse receiver. It's behind the mouse. We can open it and get it. Plug it into the USB port. This is our cutting software. Click OK. After the system comes in, and he'll come up with a status bar like this. We choose the first one to go back to the origin. This return to the origin must be carried out once a day when it is turned on. Now click back to the origin. After clicking to return to the origin, the machine will be parked in the bottom left corner of the machine tool. Stay in this position. Start cutting. When cutting, we must first retrieve the corresponding parameters. Process. Click. Select Fetch File. We are cutting 1 mm sheets now, so call the 1 mm cutting parameter. When opened, it will automatically enter all the parameters. Click OK. And now on this one, is there an alarm code for a nozzle? And a barometric alarm code. Then we follow the prompts above according to the parameters. Install the corresponding nozzle. So here's the 2.0 single layer nozzle. This is the 2.0 single layer nozzle. Nozzle pair installation. After the installation is complete, we close this protective cover. Then use the remote control. Move the cutting head over the plate. Then click Calibration. Let's now pay attention to the cutting head. The cutting head will fall onto the board by itself. Perform a calibration. After it is calibrated, it will automatically return to the original position. Okay, this shows that the calibration has been completed. If the automatic calibration cannot be calibrated, then we need to use manual calibration. Click CNC. Click to tag. Click on this tag. Manual marking. If manual calibration is used, then we can press the remote. The cutting head is lowered to a position of 1 centimeter from the plate, probably around this location. Then press Mark. Click on this tag. Click. It falls down on its own. If the height is higher than 1 centimeter, then it cannot be marked normally, so this must be paid attention to. Okay, after the marking is done, we can just turn it off. Then import the drawings. Here are the formats we can import: DEXF, DWG, PLT formats. We can import these formats, but normally we import the DEXF format. Then click Open. Open it up and it's this blue pattern. We need to select a pattern. Let it become dotted. Click on the green color. Make its display green. Green is the cutting line. Before cutting, we need to check if the parameters are correct. If correct, click OK to close. At the same time, in the CNC, turn on this button for external light. Light it up. Then move the cutting head. Move to the bottom left of the board and press the frame button. This is the size of the pattern we want to cut. Then, click. If the red light of the frame is inside the plate, it proves that it can be cut. There is no risk of hitting the board. So let's press this shutter now. One click, the red light will disappear. After the red light disappears, we need to click on the home of the operating system. There is a sorting function. The priority is small picture priority. Then we click. Let it sort automatically. Then this time we press the green button. Make a cut. So this is what we cut.